Okay, it is November 24th, and today we're looking at Palantir. Now, the first thing I see when I'm looking at this stock is this big range here. So obviously, this is not a setup that warrants immediate attention. We'd want to see more of a range-bound kind of a chop that lets this moving average stack consolidate tightly with a proper formation. So that the blue is above the yellow, which is above the red in a tight formation. And then we'd want to see some kind of a breakout above 28, a little bit of a pullback, then a move higher, which would give us a nice buy point with an identifiable stop. But since we've got lots of time for that setup and that type of a price structure to develop, we can take a look at the fundamentals to get an idea of how much demand for this stock one should have. Okay, so the first thing we see is that it has some growing revenues per share, which is good. It has a deficit to cash flow and about an equivalent deficit of earnings. And that's all okay for now because it's a growing company. But let's do a thought experiment with these numbers and imagine that Palantir can get revenues up to $5 a share, which would be 5xing it from this $1 a share. Okay, so if we take that $1 5x it to get $5 a share, we could then further assume that it has 50% operating margins, so it could have $2.50 per share of cash flow for investors. Okay, so this 250 would be into this cash flow per share number. And it can use that to either redeploy into the business of making investors more valuable parts of the company, more valuable owners in each share, or it could pay out a dividend, which puts that cash back into investors' pockets to dispose of as they please. Then we can put a 20x multiple on that $2.50 of cash flow, which would get us to, let's just say, a $50 stock. So we need to see a breakout from where it is now. Let's go back to the chart. Okay, so we would need to have a breakout from right here at about $30. And then to get to $50, I mean, you're only talking about a $20 move. So it's not unreasonable to expect that, but a lot of stuff has to go right in order for that to happen, to get to that $50 valuation. All right, and then let's go back again to the value line fundamental sheet and take a look at this. It's got about 1.16 billion shares outstanding with approximately 476 million floating. So that is a lot of shares to be floating around. So when we're trying to gauge our own demand for this, none of this is really generating a lot of demand for me personally, but there is a product out there for everyone. This stock can be a product for some investors out there. So there's no harm in continuing to watch this stock to see what it can do in the future. All right, well, that does it for this one. Thanks for watching.